So this is my run. This is the sub-hour. Yeah, we're gonna watch it. Hopefully all the audio stuff is good. So, I think I did like 7 attempts today. I got it a couple hours ago, Metatron. Thank you for the GG. Also, what's up, Ross? So, not too many attempts today, but probably like a total of 700 attempts to get this time. But I did spend a lot more time practicing, so this has been a project over the last 4 months. And the last week has been miserable for runs because I just kept choking them on the same trick. But we're here now. That's what matters. So, I mean, early game was early game. This was a, yeah, 4-shot. So, this charge split is actually really bad. And one of the reasons why is that cloak, or that early cloak, but another reason why is coming up. So this is Emmy Bump, and it sucks. Getting up here is not that hard, but the problem is you're forced to parry this guy. Otherwise the door just won't open, and I failed the first parry. So I don't even think I was looking at the screen for the second parry, because that's just how... I don't know. You're not getting any benefit by looking at the screen for the second one. You basically just have to guess. So that loses 2 seconds, I think, maybe 1.5 seconds to get the second parry. So that's pretty bad. Plus I lost 2 seconds on early cloak. So this is a 213, a high 213. This is like, I was continuing this because I didn't have enough time to do more runs. But the nice thing about this route is it does skip a pretty substantial portion of Artaria, and it it's kind of a double-edged sword having Corpius after Charge Beam. On one hand, it's like it's easier to two-phase him because you have Charge Beam, and you also have the option of picking up a missile if you want it. But the other part is he is 3.5 minutes into the run, or I guess 3 minutes into the run instead of about 1.5 minutes. So also headlock. I didn't even mean to go for headlock, but I missed the missile. Thank you, Rithrin. So headlock. Played it well. On the, let's see. So on the first phase here, you can actually get 13 missiles in. So he phases at 12 missiles, but you can get a 13th in. Yeah, Ross, wait until you see what happened in late game, okay? I did not get lucky. I did not get lucky, okay? Although the other RNG wasn't too bad. Yeah, Rithrin, that one was a funny run. I kind of wish I got that one on stream, but oh well. Yeah, I don't know. I got the wave beam gold I wanted with that because of that run, so can't complain too much. Yeah. So one of the things there's a couple things in Artaria to improve this run. Pretty much one for every split. Oh, yeah, sorry. Whenever I do offline attempts, I don't use Facecam usually, or mic, because it's just annoying to set up sometimes. But anyways, so a few things to speed up this Artaria. There's a faster enemy bump strat. I went all the way to the right, lured him on the ceiling over there. You can basically just do this jump straight away, but you have to do one more wall stall, which is really hard. Doing 2 wall stalls is fine. Doing 3 is really hard. And then you also have a much tighter timing to actually climb up. That would save about 2.5 seconds, realistically. And it's at the very start of the run, so like it is realistic to go for. The other thing is skipping the E-Tank in Artaria. That would save 5 seconds. Maybe realistically more like 3 seconds over the whole run, because there's some weird caveats with Ravenbeak. And then there's one strat I don't go for on this split. It's the room with the 5 ledges. You can fall down all without hitting any of them, but it's pretty difficult, and it doesn't save that much time. It's like half a second. So, oh yeah, I didn't believe in this that I killed the faceplate. I was very surprised. I'm pretty sure I killed it. Like, I did exactly as much health as it had. I kind of wish yeah, my splits in this run aren't very big. I would make the thing bigger, but then I would have to get rid of the face cam and the stuff, whatever. But like you can see my split times up here, so. Wish I didn't like reset my splits maybe, but this early game is pretty okay. The 213 charge is bad, but the rest of the Sartaria was good. So 733 is like very much continuable for sub hour. I would say, I think my limit was 735. Like if I had an Artaria that was 735 face, I just killed it right there. Yeah. Oh, this fly, so the run almost ended here. A lot of people don't know this. A lot of like new runners don't know this if they do this strat. So this third fly, his movement is not RNG at all. It is purely based on the frame that you like first quote unquote interact with him. And what I mean by interact with him is you can see that he's facing towards me. So based on the frame that you first interact with him, will change how far he moves and in what direction he moves. So here he moved, let's see. I think he moved like slightly down left. Oh no, he like moved very slightly down. Ideally you have him move a little bit to the right because it makes this deboost faster. So the danger of him not moving that much is this fly gets really close and these two flies can collide together, and when he's doing this attack here, which is necessary for the deboost, it will the other fly will basically like eat the deboost and you can't get up there. Because you specifically need this like white attack. This like white effect kind of attack to get boosted this much. Otherwise you just get boosted like half a tile and it's miserable. So very very good that that didn't go wrong. Let's see. Yeah, so 733, low 733. I'm gonna get ads here in like a minute, so I'm gonna pause whenever the ads start. Beginner of Cataracts. Oh, there was something really dumb that happened here. And I don't know why it happens. It's only happened recently. So. Also, we can skip this Atom because of the Emmy bump we did in the first split of the run. So basically, there's two Atoms in Artaria. There's one at the bottom, one at the top. The one at the top has two different conversations, and if you only go through him once and never see the second one, then it breaks Adam for the rest of the game. So. I got the Steve boost. This was a dumb mistake. I was holding left there. I don't know. Oh. Alright, ads are starting. I'm gonna pause. Delusional has a 100.41, so 47 seconds ahead. But he can easily 1x. He had a 1x pace last night, actually, that died to Storm Skip. So that was unfortunate. Alright. Ads should be over. And it's Hell Run. This was a sloppy Hell Run. Ideally, I get out of here with 133 health, and I got out with 82. Means I lost about a second and a half. I do, Ross. I do. I should maybe upload that. I don't know. At least upload up to short boost at minimum. Yeah, all this movement is kind of whatever. Yeah, so like, you can't really see the timer, but the segment timer, I looked for 146 there, and that was a 148. So this was a pretty rough Cataris at the start. But I get a first try Hell Pseudo, which is what matters. There's the Hell Pseudo, just kill that guy. It's like 7 frames faster to kill him compared to parrying him. Couldn't tell you why the magnets slow down if you do that, but whatever. Just how it goes. I think it's just because like if you melee him, the camera gets closer and maybe they like are off screen and don't move as fast off screen. Here's Atom Skip. I mean, this has been a part of the run for a long time now. This was the first way we had to break the Atom conversations. Okay, I shouldn't say not the first way, but it was the first way to break it for the majority of the game that we found. That was found in like early 2022, so it's like 4 years old at this point. It's like a 2-frame melee, not like a crazy hard trick, but it can kill runs. It definitely kills a lot of like newer runners' runs. But for most of the top runners, it's kind of just like you get a first try. Sometimes you get it like second or third try, but it's not like a big deal. It's like 3 seconds per attempt, so it's not like your run dies if you fail it or anything. I think my My previous world record actually had a second try Atom skip. So. Yeah, there's a lot of lore with Atom skip that people don't know. That trick was like, if you look at this room in any way a normal human being would, that trick is not even remotely possible. So it takes advantage of a very weird mechanic that we don't use anywhere else in the game. We Catters for the most part. It's just like the beginning. Oh, there you go. There's a mistake. There's a faster strat I could do there. You can just like start shooting the shot blocks earlier, but I hate that strat. Arcandy does it, but it always pissed me off whenever I failed it. So, again, you can't really see the time, but I got a 1252 Catters here, which is pretty good. My best is a 1248. And I definitely could get like a 1245, but it's difficult to play Artaria and Cataris that well in succession. So, but 1242 or 1252 is pretty good. I mean, it's ahead of my like sub-hour pace splits, so I was happy with it. Now if I didn't make those mistakes at the beginning of the split, I could have been a gold, so. But, oh well. It happens. Not really much to talk about in Dairon. I could do that better, that jump, but I guess I forgot to slide there. That's a bit of time loss. This room's been the same forever, so there's a thing there, and I'm gonna do it later in the split, where if you slide in a one tile gap, Samus will like kind of slow down at first, and then she will accelerate downwards very quickly. So I force it to happen here. I only shoot one block, and I didn't slide nice. You'll get to see it later in the run, don't worry. It's like very noticeable in one of the spots I do it. I think this is where the mistake happens. Yeah. Wall jump instead of ledge grab. So I lost like a second and a half to that. Which is stupid because I should have saved time on this split, but whatever. It's a minor split. It doesn't really matter. Here. This room's always been pretty difficult. Obviously, you can hit that without stopping, but I've never been consistent at it, so I don't go for it. It also makes the deboost kind of awkward sometimes, so that's another reason I don't do it. This melee here was found by Noya. So, for whatever reason, if you're walking off like a one-tile ledge, or a ledge that's one tile off the ground that you're falling to, you're allowed coyote time. So we use that coyote time to melee over the rest of the flash door. It's not super tight, but it is tight enough to where I did fail it in my previous run. So if you watch my 1001, you'll see that mistake happen. So, which actually, I was supposed to save like 2 to 3 seconds here, but I didn't because I made a dumb mistake. Made it on the sentry unit, but most of this early game movement is pretty boring, honestly, in my opinion. There's not much to like talk about, really. That was my first PB. Well, oh, okay. What do you mean by that, Ross? Like, my first PB ever in any percent NMG? Oh yeah, there you go. 2 missed charge shots. I was fuming at that, by the way. Oh, you'll notice I'm mashing with the Omega Cannon. So if you can mash faster than 15 times per second, then it's faster to mash with the Omega Cannon. So I'm probably mashing somewhere between 18 to 19 hertz right now in this run. Also, if you mash fast enough, you can actually kill that Emmy on the lower ledge there, and it saves like a second. My first PB would have been like a 223, I think. That was like the second day the game came out, so. And then my first world record was a 143, I want to say. Either that or like a 147. It was a it was a bad run. Yeah. This movement is really obnoxious to optimize. Like, they already do like a late morph on the crumble block, and it makes her retain some of her horizontal speed. And then this like melee normalization I came up with. I'd still get hit by the dude because I'm bad, so I don't know, man. The early game in this run is not great. I will admit that. Like, it's better than my previous runs early game, but this is like 1702 morph is not good. For sub hour. Like, oh no, that video does not exist anymore, Ross. My oldest PBs don't exist anymore, so. I don't know why those flies were so far ahead that time. I don't know. There's a weird thing here. Like, if you morph at a specific time, you can retain, like, all of your slide speed. And make that go a lot faster. Like, that was pretty good. You can do it, like, half a second faster. Yep, I definitely would have been, Ruthrin. Melee off that ledge because we're starting from 0 and we need to fall off the ledge as soon as possible. So that shot right there, where I hit the 2 morph blocks in the morph tunnel, or not morph blocks, shot blocks in the morph tunnel, that's pretty precise. You have to hold an angle. Like, you can't just hold straight on. You have to, like, basically you're trying to get the middle shot to hit the first block and the bottom shot to hit the second block of your wide beam. And there's a whole bunch of stuff around that. Thank you, Kame. Of all the non-spinfall runs, yeah. I made some, like, odd errors here. None of the mistakes have been too bad this run. Like, I think the most I've lost is 2 seconds from any singular mistake. Yeah. Oh, jeez. Why am I yawning so much, man? I'm free. Yeah, so 1915 Varia is pretty good. So there's another thing where I'm using the one-tile wide gap and slide trick. That strat's really cool. That was found by exception. Where you shoot those blocks out and then melee off of them. Before, we used to just shoot all of them and jump over the lava pit, but he found that and that was pretty cool. This section is just all about reducing the amount of, like, ledge mantles you get. Alright, Kraid. I get pretty good RMG here. There's not, like, an optimal Kraid pattern necessarily. There are a lot of good Kraid patterns. So in the first phase there, you can either claw or spit. I got a good claw pattern. And then he gave me a parry here, which normally would not be good, but he gave me a punch right after. And importantly, or more importantly, he gave me a fast punch which means that he's starting his next attack soon, and I get to attack him sooner. Like his quote-unquote invulnerability phase for his eye is longer with the longer punch. So you don't really want long punches. This was a really good diffusion split, by the way. This was like 0.2 off gold or something, and that gold's really good. So getting that's really important. What's also important is not ending Kraid with 0 missiles, because that can be bad. I ended with 1, which was on purpose. Because 1, I knew he would be dead. 2, if he wasn't dead, I would just charge shot him to death, because trying to grind that missile out is worse than charging him to death. We also need missiles for an upcoming trick, which I did not do well at all. This is, honestly, actually, I think this is the worst split in the run, right here. Which is unfortunate, because I really wanted this one to go well, but it didn't. So just standard movement. I actually get bad NMG here, which loses about a second. It doesn't really look like it loses time, but it does. So this strat was actually found by Arcandy, doing the like slide cloak, jump over. That spawn is a pain in the ass if you don't do that. So very glad that Arcandy found that. He found that a long time ago, but yeah, there's 1 miss, 2 misses, 3 misses, 4 misses, 6 misses. My God. Yeah, 6 misses. So this was a terrible split. This is like a 212, I think. Yeah, 212. I would want to be getting like 206, 207 in runs here. So this was a bad split. This was actually so bad. This trick only saves 8 seconds. I could have done this. I could have not done this trick and still gotten sub power because of how bad it was. Each missed shot loses about a second. This is about 10 seconds behind my best face ever at this point, so this is like... This run works, but it's not good. Yeah. So, Flash Shift, this was really hard. Like, it doesn't look like it, but all of these rooms, okay, maybe not this one, but almost all of these rooms are really hard to do really fast. Especially the ones in Verenia. There's so much that can go wrong, like so many like weird ledge interactions you need to know about. An interaction there, I went neutral on the stick when I unmorphed, because with the way you hit that slope, for whatever reason, if you hold forward, it like kills all of your momentum, and if you hold neutral, it doesn't. I think it was Scotty who found that out. Oh, there's a better strat I could do there. The morph tunnel I jumped into, you can just fall into it. It saves like 0.3. There's that. I could also, we go back through this area again later in the run. I could also do it there too. Although it's much harder on the second trip because there's other things you're doing. Yeah, I mean, this is just the result of like 3,000 hours of playing this game. So, which 3,000 isn't like a lot in the grand scheme of things, but for playing it over 5 years, it is. Yeah, there's a lot of if you morph off a ledge underwater without gravity seat, you get like a little acceleration there. This room is really awkward. Ideally, you kill both of those claw dudes early on. There's so many things in this split that can go wrong. It's not product placement, it's the shirt that makes me not look fat. Ooh, that coyote jump is really really good to get cleanly across the ledge. Most of the time you grab the ledge, which loses like a second. So I'm glad I got that. Up here, oh yeah, I'm jumping through the water a lot because you move faster while you're airborne in water compared to on the ground. And this is backdoor flash. The reason why we're going to the left is because you can't be on the door the whole time during backdoor or when you're trying to skip a flash gate. It has like a check for that so that you're not like bomb jumping into the ceiling or something. That's why we have to do it like that. Shut up, Ross. We don't need to remember that. Alright, this room up here is pretty difficult normally. I would say it's easier now. So this specific pseudo was found by Arcandy. I don't know who the second pseudo was found by, but yeah, these pseudos. I don't know, how did that shot not work? That was so weird to me. But yeah, we do that and then we do a water bomb jump. I don't know if Bonnet found that pseudo. Because I think it was found before he started playing. I don't remember exactly though. I have no idea what you're talking about, Ross. This is just like standard flash shift movement. There's technically a faster strat I could do in this room, but it makes the Emmy go to the right and slows you down later, so that's why I don't do it. Alright. This is the hardest Sentry unit in the run, and of course I missed a shot. These Sentry units have been pretty bad. By the way, to anybody who's weaving when you have normal missiles and you have wide beam, stop doing that. Please. It's not worth it. You're maybe saving like a frame by doing it perfectly. You have wide beam and you have regular missiles, just spam wide beam. Even if you can't match well. Oh, you mean Nita? No, he didn't find that strat. The crouch pseudo, that was found like week 1. It was found really early. Not necessarily in that specific instance, but it was found overall pretty soon. So this is a really bad time now. 29, 25. Let's see, what's my best pace ever at this point? 29, 11. Yeah, I'm 14 behind best pace ever, so not good. Yeah, oh yeah, we get speed booster now. Now we can actually move fast. Because we have speed booster and flash shift. And I would also consider grapple part of moving fast too, at the highest level. There's a lot of really cool grapple strats. Yes, now that I have gotten sub hour, now the game is fun. By the way, all of these sparks are really hard. You have to store the spark by holding down, then press jump really quickly to actually get the instant spark off, and then hold a direction based on where you want to go. If you're going in a diagonal or in a forward, it's really, really hard. Speedrun Ravenous. I mean, we'll see, Ross. I mean, a game has to actually be fun to speedrun for me to speedrun it, so if the movement sucks, I'm not gonna do it. Yeah. Yeah, I remember when Drog Pseudo was a was a hard trick. That was like the trick where like, oh, you lose. Oh, he lost 2 minutes there. So, to be fair, the version of Drog Pseudo we were doing was pretty hard compared to the one we use now. Yeah, this run is not good. Man, this was the 32-33. No, Speedrunning is not for chat. Nobody cares about chat. In fact, I don't care about chat so much that I didn't even stream this run. Alright, all of this movement is really hard, by the way, to do quickly. There's so many like micro optimizations in this section, and there's a reason why my gold is like 2 seconds better than everyone else's. So, oh, grabbed a ledge. GG, it's over. Run's dead. So in my previous run, I actually got 4th try short boots. So I save a lot of time here. My previous run was all sorts of disaster, I guess. So I get short boost here. This barely works. Shout out to Noya for the map buffer there. He was the one who found that. Makes short boost much more consistent in runs. So I would say, like, I'm pretty sure I can get consistent at unbuffered, but it would take time away from practicing other things. So, alright, so 32-33. Seems like a great time. I'm pretty sure it's better than anything anyone else has gotten. I got a 32-18 yesterday. There's some time safe. 32-18 is a really crazy time. But something like 32-20, 32-21 is realistic to expect, I guess. This movement's really hard to do on pace. I mean, okay. This time I'm not even remotely nervous for at this point. Like 32-33, that's like a dead run. Realistically, this should not be a sub out. Oh yeah, cool thing there. Your Aeon gauge recovers faster if you lose your flash chain on the second flash compared to the first or third flash. Well, third flash, you finish the flash chain. But if you finish a flash chain, the Aeon gauge has to fill up slowly all the way. Not like super slow, but just slow enough. If you're doing it from the first flash, I don't know why it recovers slower, but it just does. But when you're recovering from the second flash, it fills up really quickly. So I did a flash into the door, flash out of the door, so that I could get it sooner, so I could flash shift into that room without flashing onto the button, because if you flash onto the button, then you can get stuck in the button and lose time, because you have to like jump and not be in the button anymore. That probably didn't make sense, but I explained it anyways. This flip was pretty good, I think. I saved time on it. I got like a 304, or no, not 304, 305. 305. Gold is 304. This split's really hard, so I don't take it lightly. This room in particular is very difficult to do properly. There's just like so many little things that can go wrong. This is a good robot fight. Yeah, I got a triple bonk. Yeah, two double bonks and a triple bonk, pretty good. You can get a 4 bonk and then a 3 bonk, but that's RNG dependent and really hard. So here's where I do that like slide into a 1 tile wide hole trick. You can see it like accelerates me downwards. Thank you, Jay. I don't know if I said that earlier, but I did now. So yeah. This is probably the hardest split of the run, movement-wise. I would say, at minimum, it's the second hardest split of the run. Hardest being waving, but there's, again, it's just, there's so many little things you can do here to save time. Like here, that flash chain, I rarely ever get. That saves like a full second almost. There's a thing there, I don't do that saves time. In fact, I was supposed to get hit by that mine instead of grab the magnet to save time. So many little things. Do that grapple. I could do an underwater ledge hop here rather than climb up the ledge. So there's, like I said, so many things you can do in that section alone. So many things you can do in the next section, and then the section after that. This is a really hard part of the game. So. Oh yeah, which speed keep? The quiet rope speed keep? Is that what you're talking about, Kami? I wasn't really paying attention to when you said that. Oh, nice. Yeah, it's pretty difficult to get used to. Like it kills a lot of runs. So even though we have grapple, we go up here just because it's faster. And you can chain the speed into here. So you can go up further with this, but it's slower, so we don't do it. Or well, okay. I shouldn't say it's slower, it's really hard to save time. It saves like a few frames, so. A lot of flash chains. This is jog pseudo or jog skip. This was one of the first pseudos that was found. Actually, it might have been the first pseudo that was found. I'm not 100% sure. I'm pretty sure it was technically found before the game officially came out, so. But I could be wrong on that. This game was like leaked 2 weeks early or something, and people could play it on emulator. So a lot of stuff was found in that time period. How did what work? Yeah, emulator. Yeah, because Nintendo hadn't like cracked down on all the Switch emulators yet. That was a really good grapple. So there's a time save there. Again, I could, instead of grabbing the magnet, I could fall down, jump off the slope, and go into the tunnel immediately. This robot was pretty good. More difficult movement here. Kind of screwed up there. That was fine. Down grapple. Did a coyote jump there to skip the ledge. A few more flate on that little seesaw thing. You can retain some momentum. That shot looks precise, but it's really not. I don't know why. It's like a very direct down left angle. So at this point, this was pace 9th of 50. So this was top 10 paces. This was genuinely good enough to sub-hour at this point. I played really, really well after short boost. It's just like when we get around Raven Meek and stuff. Yeah. I want to say it was... what was his name? It was a Japanese runner that found that D-boost. It's called Hackathon Boost, because that's the name of the whale enemy there. Crap, I can't remember his name. This is a Japanese runner. I think it started with like a Y. I don't know. Cool strat. Very difficult to do with screw attack because screw attack instantly kills an enemy, so I have to slide morph, jump, and then unmorph right into him. Sometimes I wish I kept you banned, Ross. You say the dumbest shit. Oh yeah, here, normally you're not able to flash shift out of an enemy's, like, knockback, but if you slide into an enemy, for whatever reason, it lets you flash shift, so that was a cool thing. Also, your knockback, the amount of frames you knock back for is reduced if you slide into an enemy. Yeah, it screwed up here. I was supposed to ledge up. That almost ended in disaster, but that's fine. So here, because I have a combination of plasma and super missiles, it's very worthwhile for me to just like get as many super missiles out as possible, even if I lose like 3 to 4 plasma shots. The ones who let their roommates cause havoc in chat. What? Sounds like a personal experience. Oh yeah, cool thing here, you can shoot during a spark if you press the missile button. So you have to have a fully charged shot though. That's actually a thing in, sort of a thing in Fusion or not Fusion, or no, it is a thing in Fusion. Yeah, it is a thing in Fusion. Thing in Fusion and Zero Mission, I think. But you can only do it while you're speed boosting, not shine sparking in that game. Mostly because you did that? What the hell were you? I'm not gonna ask that question. Never mind. All right. Here, I intentionally do this little stall because it's hard to hit the door cleanly. I got good RNG here. It wasn't in my way. I grappled a little bit low. If he was in my way, I would have just kept the speed boost going and went over him. Which doesn't really lose time, but that was something that Zenny actually found a long time ago. So it's cool that you know, the strat has lasted that long. I could shoot under the door here and hit it with my diffusion shot or diffusion spread, but I don't do that. Yeah. Oh yeah, now that we have screw attack, these things die in one hit, so we just spark them and screw attack them. It's still really difficult to kill them that quickly though. So here, you might wonder why I'm like aiming so high. That is intentional. If you mash as fast as I do, and you start hitting him as soon as possible, you'll kill the enemy above the ledge up there, which is bad, because then you have to fall for like a second. And it's better to just wait the like 0.3 or whatever there. It also makes the shot harder, so... but yeah. Which, the way enemy deaths work is, like, when you kill them, you're teleported to where they died. Or the ground under where they died, in this situation. That's why I'm down here. This is another difficult split. Just, everything is difficult. I'm pretty confident, I'm pretty sure Noya found this speed keep. There was a modification I made here to, like, not have to stop and shoot that, but I think Noya found that speed keep. He found the one without space jump. Because when space jump was in the route at this point, we would use it there. So also, since we have screw attack, we can just do early gravity without having to do like a shine spark or anything there, which is pretty nice. Although we still do the early gravity puzzle here because it's faster. Much faster than just going all the way around and dealing with all that shit. Yeah, Ross, that was really easy. I would much prefer that being in the front over everything else that's in the run now. Yeah. This section kill runs. If you lose your spark here, you have to go all the way back up, which is not good. If you're wondering how to do that, like if you're a runner, wonder how to morph into that hole, wait until Samus touches the surface of the water, press morph and hold right, and you'll make it in the hole every time. Also, if you want to make it so those blobs each die in one hit, use the angles I did there. It is not RNG. It is something you can control. Even though everything went right in this split, I'm still like almost a second worse than my gold. So That's what's really hard. Delusional has like a tool 5.5. I have no idea how he fucking got that. Oh yeah, I did 2 optimal with Spark there, and I sparked too high, which was not good. Also, yes, I skipped those missiles intentionally. Again, because of how fast I mash, I don't need any more missiles than what the game gives me, which is 30. I have 32 because it would be slower to skip the 2 missile pack in Artaria. Missile skip, yeah. Coming is Golzuna. I don't remember. I think it was Carter that came up with this Golzuna strat, I want to say. Carter Freak. One of the early world record runners of this game. So, it isn't technically the fastest Golzuna strat anymore, but it's the fastest that we're gonna do. Also, this split was bad. This is the second worst split in the run. I forgot to mention that. We're gonna see another mistake soon. So here's another mistake. I didn't slide early enough. But yeah, the strat, you kill this, I don't know what the name of this guy is. You kill him with a speed boost, and then you store the spark. Spark goes in as he spawns, and then you can like use your invincibility frames to charge another spark. So the faster strat there would be to jump over him and try and spark him that way, but that's RNG dependent, so we don't do that. I was just losing time, so I wasn't nervous, Ross. Alright, cross bomb. So the way these work, if you hit a crumble block in this room, you either have to wait for your cross bomb to recover for longer, or you can lay a regular bomb, and then you can lay your cross bomb. So it's only really that room. It does happen in other areas where crumble blocks in this game are weird. I don't know why they work this way, but like I said, sometimes if you what do you call it? If you fall into him while you're in a ball, then the game won't let you use cross bombs until you use regular bombs. Don't know why. Here's another shot during a Shine Spark. Yeah. The strat's actually really cool. So this jump probably seems weird to people. So the reason I jumped, there's this worm, you can see it on the ceiling there. It will crawl on the door if you are on the ground for too long because you're within its range. So that was like a kind of combination of a find between me and Arcandy. Yeah. So you can't really see it here, but if you watch my video, you'll see the split in my previous PB was a gold. That's a gold I'm probably never going to beat because I did warpless, and you'll see what I mean here in a bit. I do a ledge warp to despawn the Emmy, so it's not in the Emmy zone. And yes, ledge warp is allowed in NMG. Don't ask why. It's a long story, but also I got bad RNG here, which kind of sucks. It makes this section harder. But here I do ledge warp coming up. So the way this works, if you press morph ball on a frame, like the frame before you mantle a ledge, you'll store the mantle animation. And then when you unmorph in the air in that direction again, you teleport to that spot. So that's what I did there to get around spawning the Emmy again. This glitch is complicated. There's a lot of stuff to it, and I'm not going to explain it because it's really complicated. It would take me like 15 minutes to fully explain that. Just know there's a lot of shady shit going on there. I don't think that trick is NMG, but it's allowed, so fuck it. We work with what we got. Ross, that wouldn't have mattered. I've seen the vote. It didn't matter. Yeah, Kame, I don't want to talk about it. I'm still pissed about it, but whatever. Yeah, I'm the streamer. I'm the king here, not you. I was gonna take everyone else down a peg. I can't let the chatters win. Even if they are sword wielders. So I lost 3.5 seconds there to my gold. Still a really good split, by the way. 415, better than anyone else has done by a lot. Probably the best split you can get with Ledge Warp. All right. Oh yeah, we don't have space jump here, so we have to do a lot of weird movement to get out of here quickly. So, by the way, at this point, this is like easy sub-hour pace. This is like borderline 4x pace, honestly. 59 4x pace. I didn't get that, obviously, but that's okay. We don't need it. Who needs 4x? The sub-hour is what matters. At some point, I'll come back to this category, and I'll get a 3x, I think. Maybe a 2x. Maybe. Probably not. 2x is really hard. 3x is doable, though. Again, it would still be really hard, though. Alright. Oh yeah, this strat here, if you backflash into the corner here, like 90% of the time he just does another stab. I don't know why. I don't know what part of his like AI decides that you being in that corner makes him want to stab instead of jump. He does sometimes still jump, but it's not 50-50 like it is in other spots of the room. So we got power bombs. This is the last major item of the game. Yeah. So here, you're gonna see me get very unlucky. Like, very, very unlucky. This is abnormal, what's about to happen. Thankfully, it wasn't too bad. We need a powerbomb drop here. So, and the way these robots work, they will only spawn powerbomb drops if you hit them with a missile or a beam. If you hit them with a powerbomb, they cannot drop them. Don't ask me why. It doesn't make any sense. So that's why I hit this guy on the wall with a beam to try and get a powerbomb drop. I didn't, which is fine. So I try and hit these 4 robots down there. None of them give me a powerbomb drop. This is like maybe 1 in like 30 runs this happens. So this loses 30 seconds. And so I'm like flustered here, so that's why I make that mistake. But eventually I got power bombs. Thankfully. Thank you, Elaine. It's been a long time since I talked to you, actually. So here, I actually screwed up. I'm supposed to go a little bit further into the Chose's hitbox so that he turns around. Gives me more time to hit him, but it's fine. It happens. Yeah, this fight's really hard to optimize. So that mistake there cost me like 2 seconds. This was a bad split again, but it wasn't bad enough. Ross, I don't eat oatmeal. Oatmeal is for peasants. We don't eat oatmeal around here. Oh yeah, there's some more weird movement here because we don't have space jump. So, store spark, and then we use it like immediately after. So I shoot the store, and I jump like too early, I think. So that was a slight mistake there. Only cost half a second, thankfully. There's a faster strat here. You can do like an instant store spark there. Don't do it. it's not worth it. It ends in failure most of the time. Right here, Ravenbeak. I'm like, alright, this one's going great. Let's get some good RNG. The heat wave. That loses 3 seconds right off the rip. I can't do anything about it. Here's gold skip. You just have to mash at 15 hertz or better, which obviously I match. You can get in some like free shots on Ravenbeak there. I get really good RNG for the rest of this fight though. So right there, like if you melee and you hold aim, the position Samus is in and the aim that Ravenbeak takes is misaligned, so he like just shoots right over her. And I get really good RNG for the rest of this. So it's worth it. Okay, I get really good RNG for the fact that I weave. So I get a 204 split there. My gold is a 202. That's really good. My 202 gets the equivalent of what would be a 48 in boss rush. Ravenbeak world record in boss rush is a 47. So yeah. My gold there is really fucking good. This is the 6th step he takes. Start holding Hyper Beam. Pretty easy. This is most certainly not Russ. Alright. This is the hardest version of Escape in any NMG category. So we do a lot of, again, weird stuff because we don't have any jump upgrades. A lot of these strats were found by Arc Andy. This one was found by Arc, I think. That's a 2-frame jump, by the way, to get that speed boost. There's a strat I tried to do here. You can like morph and keep your speed onto that ledge, but it's, again, it's like 2 frames. So we go through here. This is the mid-items escape, Kame. Oh yeah, shoutouts to Scotty for that crossbow launch. Crossbow launches are really cool, and we don't get to use them anywhere except for there. It doesn't even save that much time, but it's cool at least. Also, Russ, I like how you answer that without knowing anything. So there's some faster strats you can use here. 144 escape is pretty good for being on pace. There you go, 59.54. Like I said, eventually I'll come back for a 3x. Also, for whatever reason, the in-game time of this run is the same as the last run. So I genuinely don't know why. Usually there's an answer. There's not an answer this time. So it's gonna be a long time before I come back to this category. Like probably a couple years. I've been like on and off grinding this category for the last 3 years. So this is, I can't, it's so hard to describe how hard this run is. Like the distance from my sum of best I am is roughly the same as most of my other route PBs, but this is so much better than any other run that this game has seen. This is a really, really difficult minute barrier. Yeah. I'm not gonna do that, Ross. There is a very easy comparison, and I'm not gonna do it because I don't want to get shit for it. I know someone's gonna bitch at me, but I'm not gonna do it. Not majorly difficult category. True, Elaine. Yeah. But my next speedrunning goal, I'm gonna go back to Super Metroid. I'm gonna play 80% pure arcade, and I'm gonna go for 40. I have a 4105 right now, so 40 is very much within reach. Put it in SMB1. This is as hard as getting a task time. No, not even close. It's so hard to compare that game to any other game. It's such a unique game for being like the video game, you know? But yeah, next time I stream, I'm probably going to be practicing SM. I might stream this weekend. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, SM 80%. I'm gonna fucking hate that category when I'm done with it. I know that. Alright, see you, Ross. Thanks for joining us. Also, thank you, Dad Arena. I did let the... normally I don't let the credits roll in my PBs, but I did for this one, just because it was the sub hour. So... Alright. I think I'll be done. I give several shoutouts in my YouTube description. I'm not gonna go over it again here because there's so many people that deserve a shoutout, and there's so many people that contributed to this run. There's literally dozens of people that have come up with strats and all of that got the run to where it is today. So, yeah. Thank you, Andy. I don't know. Whenever I do play this game again, I'm probably gonna play... Do I remember what I'm gonna play? I have this written down somewhere. Oh yeah, I'm probably gonna play all bosses next time I play. I will very quickly hate this game again if I play 80% unrestricted. You came in just in time, Delusional, don't worry. You didn't miss anything. You just missed the whole run. Yeah, probably all bosses. The next time I do play this game, which probably won't be for a while, because there's some stuff in Super Metroid I want to get. But, yeah. Anyways, that's basically all I have for today. I'm going to start practicing SM off stream. I don't want to do it on stream tonight because there's some stuff I need to like sort out, but yeah. Alrighty. Oh, let's see, is there anybody to raid? Anybody to raid. It's not what I wanted. Not really. I think everyone kind of went off for the night. Yeah. Oh well. Alright. I'll probably be on Saturday, maybe Sunday. I don't know. The next two streams aren't going to be anything interesting. It's just going to be a lot of SM practice. So don't 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 look forward to it. A lot of you probably don't even give a shit about SM. So all right, GG.